They called it Karath, the Scourge of Andromeda. A 10-foot-tall killing machine clad in obsidian armor, eyes like burning coals, and a mind honed only for war. Worlds crumbled under its boots. Empires fell silent in its wake. No species had stood a chance against the terrifying alien warrior bred in the crucible of the Velkaron war moons. Karath was not born, nor raised, it was engineered. Forged through generations of brutal trial and error by a race now extinct, consumed in the very trials that had created him. He had no memory of his creators, only the genetic knowledge passed on: conquer, destroy, survive. When Karath was deployed to Earth, it wasn't for conquest. Earth, in the grand cosmic scale, was considered a Class D threat, unworthy of full-scale invasion. A test planet, a proving ground for the young warrior to stretch his claws. The Velkaron warlords wanted a show of dominance. They wanted Karath to send a message. What better way than to wipe a human city from the face of the earth? He landed in the scorched remains of what was once known as Nevada. Post-nuclear fallout had turned it into a barren desert. Perfect terrain for slaughter. But there were no armies waiting. No defenses. No cities. Just one man. Karath's HUD-registered life, a human male. Unarmed. Standing still in the open. His file, downloaded via Earth's crude satellite system, identified him as Dante Rourke. Ex-Special Forces. Discharged. Criminal record sealed. Deemed mentally unstable. Dante didn't flinch when Karath's massive form emerged from the ship, hydraulic joints hissing with steam. The ground quaked with each footstep of the alien. But Dante stood his ground, a cigarette hanging loose from his chapped lips, hair tangled, a permanent 5 o'clock shadow on his rugged face. "Are you the thing they sent to kill us?" Dante asked, voice flat. Karath didn't respond. He didn't need to. Protocol was simple: eliminate. But as he raised his plasma scythe, Dante whispered, "Good. Been waiting for something like you." The scythe came down with speed that broke sound. But Dante moved, fast, too fast for a human. He rolled beneath the blade, dirt exploding around him, and jammed a dagger, modified with alien alloy, into Karath's thigh joint. Sparks flew. The alien growled, more surprised than hurt. A feint. A trap. Karath backed away, sensors recalibrating. His assessment changed. This wasn't an ordinary human. Something in Dante's body chemistry was off. Enhanced. Possibly self-modified. That tickled, Dante muttered, spitting out the cigarette. "You're gonna have to do better." Karath engaged his heat vision. Target acquired. Fired. Dante disappeared in a flash, rolling behind a boulder as the laser scorched the earth where he stood. From the shadows, he fired a makeshift weapon, 2 linked alien batteries rigged to explode on contact. The blast pushed Karath back. For the first time in years, he bled. The warrior snarled, now fully engaged. Dante had no plan to win. He came to die. He had lived through wars, lost everyone he loved, and wandered this godforsaken planet searching for an end worthy of his suffering. Suicide felt too cowardly. This was noble. But the longer he fought, the more a strange feeling gnawed at him. He wasn't dying. Karath advanced with twin plasma blades now, slicing through the terrain. But Dante danced around him like a ghost, dodging, slashing, baiting. Pain didn't register for the human. He welcomed it. When Karath broke 2 of his ribs with a bone-crunching punch, Dante laughed, blood gurgling in his throat. "You hit like a spoiled drunk." The insult meant nothing to Karath, but the tone, it rattled something alien in him. Was this what humans called insanity? No. It was something deeper. Something Karath had never encountered. A creature with no fear. No hesitation. No survival instinct. The battle dragged into hours. Blood and metal painted the desert. Dante's body was failing, limbs trembling, vision blurring, but his mind roared on. Karath's armor was cracked, internal systems glitching. Karath considered retreat. He, the Scourge of Andromeda, was calculating the odds of survival against a single human. Unacceptable. With a roar that shattered rocks, Karath entered full rage mode. His armor ejected, revealing organic limbs enhanced with cybernetic implants. He struck with the force of a meteor, grabbing Dante mid-dodge and slamming him into the ground. Bones shattered. Dante coughed blood. This was it. Death. But instead of fear, he smiled. Finally, Karath raised his blade and paused. Something was wrong. The human was glowing. Dante's last card, an experimental fusion core embedded in his chest cavity, stolen from a secret Earth facility, designed to go nuclear if tampered with. Karath realized it too late. You lose, Dante whispered. I finally win. The desert exploded. A mushroom cloud tore the sky. When the Velcaron retrieval team arrived days later, all they found was scorched earth. Karath's remains, reduced to fragments. The human? Vaporized. Or so they thought. Deep in a crater, a charred figure stirred. Bones reforming. Cells regenerating. The fusion core hadn't just exploded. It had triggered a transformation. Something in Dante's body had absorbed the alien tech. He was no longer just human. He was something else. A new kind of warrior. One that didn't fear death. One that had already faced the universe's worst and laughed. And somewhere, across the galaxy, other alien warriors would soon learn the legend of Karath's defeat. They would hear the tale whispered through shadows of an Earth-born lunatic who dared challenge the Scourge and won. And they would fear him. Because you can fight a soldier. You can outsmart a strategist. But how do you defeat a man who wants to die, yet keeps surviving? The answer? You don't. You run. Or you become the next lesson. Dante Rourke, the man with a death wish, had become the galaxy's deadliest warning.